So the 2012 Turtles just ended, and as usual, we're getting a brand new series because the Turtles are a franchise and they cannot be stopped. They cannot be reasoned with. They're like zombies, they'll keep coming until they get that wallet. And as expected, we are getting fans upset or even slightly peeved about the idea that this series is even in production. They're stating that the new series designs are stupid, too many jokes are implemented into the series, no role models apparently. What? No role models? Yo, what? Hold up, we talking about the same series here? Like, these are turtles that are ninjas that eat pizza? With the role models. Alright, okay. Prime example of all of this is a YouTuber by the name Professor Geek. I'm gonna go ahead and address his arguments in relations to the series that he did not watch. He claims the style is lazy, but look at the streets. It's heavily populated, and the character designs, they're unique. The buildings, heavily detailed. How is that lazy? Look at this character here. Does that look like a lazy character design? And it's not even used for the rest of the episode. How is that lazy? We also have this character here. You can define him by the gauges that he wears. At this moment in the series, he turns into a mutant, and we don't necessarily need to see any defining detail about this character, seeing that he's going to be changing into another character design. Why implement something so detailed like this into a character if we're never going to see it again? Most likely because we don't know if he's going to be changing back into a regular human, but that's something that they decided to do. That's not lazy. But let's just say he's not focused on background characters or the buildings in the background, like that kind of stuff. Let's just say he's focused on the turtles themselves. Okay, I got you. They look ugly. I'm not gonna lie, they look ugly. Except for Mikey. That design is fairly okay. And Splinter, massive downgrade from the 2012 version. I can definitely say that. I 100% agree that it looks ugly. But ugly doesn't mean that it's lazy. So let's define lazy. Lazy would be same skin color, same height, same face. That sounds like your 1980s holy grail turtles. The only difference between them are their mask, and on the occasion the animators messed that up. The belts with their initials and different weapons. That's pretty much it. Even the first episode of the 1980s show made that joke that it was hard for April to tell the difference between the turtles.
Hey April, why do humans want to make themselves dumber looking than they already are?
I really don't know, Michelangelo.
I'm Raphael.
Oh, sorry.
April?
Yes.
Why do human beings want to make themselves deaf?
I really have no idea, Leonardo.
And you can say, oh, she just met them and she didn't really know which one was which. Well, that's why in later series they try to make it a lot easier for people to tell the difference between each character. So let's take a look at these lazy designs for the new series. We have the turtles with their iconic colors. That's normal, that's the basic step. But what defines them as unique is their color scheme. Each one of them have a different shade of green. It's not the same. Their face design is also not the same. You can look at Raph's teeth, Mikey's teeth, etc. They all have different teeth design, different eye design, different shapes to the character itself. Raph is the biggest character out of all of the turtles. He towers them. Dude's been lifting, yo. Their headbands, if we were to look at that as a also defining feature, it's also unique. Raph and Donatello share the same type of headband, but the way it's tied for each character is different. Raph's headband drops a little bit lower to the back of his head versus Donatello, which ties his headband a little sharp. And if you were to say, hey, I can confuse Donatello with Mikey, that wouldn't be the same, because Donatello's headband is tied sharply and Mikey is tied a little roundish. Very different. I'm going to address two subjects that he brought up in this video real quick before I go on to the next subject. Role models. I really don't get that part. I mean, these are turtles. I never looked up to turtles in my life, but let's just say the act, right? They're heroes. They're gonna be saving people. Role model. The end. Like, really? It's not like they're robbing stores, killing people, or I don't really know. Are they advocating to drink alcohol? Like, drink and drive? Like, but okay. The next thing I want to really bring up real quick is racism. I don't know where he got that. He probably got that from Twitter or some article, or maybe he saw that in his comments. It's dumb. I don't really care. April was black in the comments apparently. That's great. I didn't know that. Now I know. Okay, done. April could be Asian for all I care. Dude doesn't even care about it in his video, so I'm not going to address that because it's dumb. So the main subject that I want to bring up is that I believe this guy is not going to be watching the show, but yet he feels that it's best to say that there's not going to be character growth, which is the basics of TV programming or just storytelling. Even for preschool shows, they have their characters grow because they learn something that day, and that's gonna be something that happens. This show isn't directed as, oh, it's pure action and they're just fighting for no reason. There is a story there. If they have a few episodes where they're having fun, that's fine, because it's a show for a particular demographic. But dude doesn't see that. Alright, well, he's saying that there's no character growth. And how can I say that he's wrong about that? Because if he watched the very first episode, he will see that Raph is the leader and that he doesn't handle pressure very well. And they bring that up in the very first episode, which is indicating that he's gonna either overcome it or Leo's gonna take over as leader and Raph loses it. And there is gonna be storytelling, there's gonna be growth, because there's gonna be anger between Raph and Leo because Raph was originally the leader. Storytelling, growth, it will happen because you're not watching the show and the writers already have a story in place that you have not seen. And unless you have a crystal ball, or maybe you're Thanos and you control time, then I don't know how the heck you're predicting the future. Lastly, this baby boomer brought up the idea that Thundercats Roar is just like this show because they both are designed towards comedy, but one is far more action oriented and one has better design than the other. Once again, looking at this character design here, even though they're all different, the way they design their characters, yes, in this situation they're simple. And simple isn't always bad, because for animation it can be very hard to animate particular pieces of clothing, hair, just to make sure that it looks right. But in this situation, it came out looking wrong. Look how he holds his sword. It doesn't work right. Look how they hold their weapons. It works right. So completely different. Just wanted to bring that up. That's the end of the video.